Hi, I wanted to come on real quick and just provide some hopefully insights to set yourself up for a successful 2021. I hope you got a chance to check out the video that I went live on just a few days ago. So I just finished my workout. I know it's not the last workout for this year, but I want you to go out with a bang, because finish the year strong so you are already like way ahead for yourself and ahead of everybody else for the upcoming year, because it is right around the corner. So make if you are a person who makes New Year's resolutions, great. Again, check out my prior video, because I gave you 3 tips on what the most failures are and how you can avoid the trap of failing with your New Year's resolutions. But really, it just came to mind. I wanted to come on because I wanted to talk about those, end of year, you see all these commercials for these, lose whatever, a pound or 2 a week type of advertisements, and which, it's great because over 70% in this country are either obese or morbidly obese, which is quite scary when you really think about it. And what does that say about our society in general? Is not something good, and we're definitely not setting a good example. So this is where you don't want to go with the flow. This is where you don't ever want to fit in. You don't want to fit in with that 70-some% of people who are, not making their health a priority. You are not going to be that person. You are not going to be one of those 70-some%. You're going to set yourself up for success. And, take this moment, take this time of the year, because, it's been a crazy year for all of us. And I really want you to take sort of a time out for yourself and really reflect on the past 12 months, because I know they've been crazy for all of us, definitely. I'm not going to deny that. And there have been ups and downs, good and bad. So instead of focusing only on the bad, I want you to look at those silver linings in there, really, because, when we look back on our lives in general, we really truly are mostly remembering the good things. So when you reflect on 2020, I want you to also keep that in mind and really look, like I said, for those silver linings. Look for the good within amongst all the bad stuff, the negative stuff that happened, and make a list. Like if it's, easier, like jot it down on paper, or whatever, you use to write a notepad or something. And because it's really going to make a difference on looking on those positive things, because those are really the key elements that will drive you forward in the upcoming years. And I say years because, yes, if you want to use January 1st as the jump start to catapult you forward, great. We have to start at some point, right? So if you don't feel like wanting to start today, then use January 1st as your jump start, right? But really look at those key points, those silver linings, and review them, analyze them, enhance them by really going 10 layers deep on each of them, and see how they will drive you forward. How can you use those things that really were positive and either expand on them and really go step by step, meaning really write out what are the specific things you're going to do to expand, positively on those different silver linings on your list, and how can you even improve them? How can they catapult you forward towards your goals that you set for yourself, right? And not just, like I said, not just in this upcoming year, but also just generally going forward, right? How will they affect you if you do so? How will positively, and what would happen if you don't? How would it affect you negatively? So you kind of have to balance that out, but really, really make a plan and think how it will affect you and the people around you, right? and hopefully positively, hopefully you will do, positive things to really catapult you forward and use those silver linings. Like I said, going back to those nutrition programs or diets or, things that come out at the end of the year, not just this year, but generally speaking. And, what really, one of the things I always tell people is, including you, any diet works if you follow it. Any diet will work if you follow it to the T. It will work 100%. The question is, are you going to be happy on that diet for the rest of your life? Are you realistically going to be happy on that diet long term? And the one thing that really struck me is, and I always kind of like, was in the back of my mind, but it just kind of like finally got pushed to the forefront where I can actually like explain it a little bit more in words versus just trying to like beating around the bush. But the main thing really that caught me off guard a little bit is the fact that yes, every diet will work, but it will work for you, meaning all those programs that are currently advertised are individualized, which of course that's the way it's supposed to be. You want to have something that's personalized, customized for you and your goals, right? That's why you don't diet. You're supposed to eat towards your goals and then maintain them from there on. But the one thing is which I find is sort of like something that is underlying that don't tell people is the fact that you are basically signing up for this membership, right? So you purchase it, whatever, and then you have a membership or, a food subscription per se. Really, it's what it is. But it's only for you. So that means whoever lives with you, unless they're also signing up for that same food subscription or membership, whatever it is, they're not really going to benefit from what you're eating. Unless you're willing to now even cut your calories even more in half and then share the other half or however with many people in your household. So what I'm saying is that you will lose weight on whatever food products that they give you or whatever. But you're gonna basically have to buy them like forever. Because like what's gonna happen once you reach your goal, like then you're gonna stop subscribing to it and you go back to your regular eating or similar eating. And you really don't even know where to start and your body's going to be all confused because like now what's going on, right? And the other thing is like a lot of those products are pre-packaged food still, which we are really trying to avoid. So you still don't have then a true understanding of what types of food you should be eating because they're good for you, because they fuel you, right? So you can have this whatever bar or dessert or whatever that's already pre-made for you, but you don't know how to make it on your own the same way because you probably don't have those crazy ingredients that you can't even pronounce that are in the food products that you're eating with this plan. So what I want to clarify is you really should be focusing on your overall relationship with your food and get on the program or meal plan that not only works for you long term, but that really teaches you what kinds of food to eat, how much to eat of them, how often you should be eating them, hopefully every day. But also the foods you can eat along with everybody else in your household. They will be eating the exact same thing. So it's not like, oh, I gotta eat this bar and this pre-packaged food that I microwave and you guys over there at the table across from me have to eat your own food. You figure it out, right? Well, like, that's not fun. And what kind of example are you really setting? Like, that's if you have kids or whatever, and like you're basically indirectly teaching them to eat prepackaged food from this particular thing because that's the only way they think is healthy eating. So you're not cooking with them, you're not preparing the food with them, you're not having a true conversation of, like, how to go into the grocery store and shop for certain types of foods that are actually good for you. So there's a lot of learning that's getting left out, and you're creating this really weird relationship with food. Basically saying, unless it's prepared for me in a certain way, then I don't know how to eat healthy. And I think that's really the wrong way to go, and that's why so many people fall off the wagon after the 15th of January, because they're kind of fed up. They don't want to eat that food. They want to eat what everybody else is eating. They won't want to be left out while everybody at the table eats something else than you, because you have to follow this particular plan and they're going to deliver to your door. So I personally think that yes, you can still absolutely customize food that works for you and your goals, but it's also food that everybody else can eat. And I think that should be the way to go. So I've been following this quote unquote meal plan, nutrition plan, customizable in many, many different ways and for years. And it works because and you get to eat all the things. Nothing is left out. There's no, you're not depriving yourself of any type of food group, because all food groups are there because they're meant to be eaten. Meaning, yes, you get to have the carbs. Carbs are good for you. It's all depending on what kind of carbs you're eating. And there's going to be desserts, and there are drinks, and there's, vegetables, fruit, everything. Nothing gets left out. And that's why everybody else can participate in it. Or in your family. You are going to a grocery store and you're all eating the same things. And that's the way it should be. So keep that in mind when you get sort of lured into these nutrition, programs, memberships at the end of the year that has celebrities, telling you how much weight they lost. And look at the fine print, pause it, look at the fine print and really see what you get. And then also reflect on it, how realistic it is. Can you keep that up for the rest of the year, forever? And remember that you only subscribe to something for yourself, and nobody else really is going to benefit from it. You're eating some kind of bar while everybody else has a real meal. So keep that in mind when you see these things. But if you're interested in the kind of stuff that I'm doing, meaning just really mindful eating and eating all the things and really just, customize it for you. And if you're vegan or you're vegetarian or you're just eating whatever, we have plans for that stuff too. And it's gonna be a lot more affordable for you to be part of that versus those really high subscriptions and meal deliveries. So something to think about. So get on with your day, and definitely, like I said, use this time of the year to really reflect on the last 12 months. The silver lining on things, how they can catapult you forward. What changes can you make? And don't make changes all at once either. Just, step by step. Have a game plan. Lay those things out. Expand on them. And really make a plan that sets yourself up for success long term. There's no quick fixes. Quick fixes, I call it quick fixes because they are only temporary. You want to set yourself up for long-term success. So keep that definitely in mind when you write these things out. And definitely write them out. Honestly, people, when you write something on paper, it has such greater impact than putting it on your notepad electronically on your phone or your iPad or something like that. Either put it on paper or put it on the whiteboard, but really write it out, hand write it out, because it has so much more impact with the connection of brain and, the physical aspect of writing things down. It's gonna just stick in your mind so much more than just thinking you're gonna remember it. We're not all waitresses, okay? This is a lot of stuff, and you're gonna miss out on a lot of details if you don't write it down. So write it down. Write it down. Remember that. Successful people always take notes. So just, use that time to reflect all the positives. What have you learned? What will you continue to learn and expand on? What were the things that really made an impact? How can you expand on them? How can you positively impact your own life and the life of others? And definitely make your health, your physical health, your mental health, your nutritional health, make all those things part of the plan of your success. And if you need help, and if you want to know more about it, as far as what I'm doing, let me know. Ask any questions in the comments, send me a message, give this a thumbs up, heart it, and share with your friends. I really appreciate it. I hope you have a really great rest of your day, and I talk to you soon. Bye.